What's up, dudes and dudes to the internet? My name's Scythe, and I'm bald, and I'm probably going to stay bald. This is a quick little update about that because a lot of you have been interested. Actually, nobody's been interested in it. But needless to say, I'm actually liking the bald life, honestly, folks. I have naturally curly and wavy hair, which anyone who has naturally curly and wavy hair knows, especially the wings that come out at the back. It's not fun. Like, it really, really sucks. It's annoying. You perspire a lot because of it, and it's just like, ew. Not to mention, I'm honestly surprised how well balding suits me. Or being bald. Balding? Is that even how you would phrase that? But out of all the bald living, one thing that I have had to start getting used to is putting lotion on my scalp. Because that's something I've never done before, but if I don't do it, oh my goodness gracious, my head gets really, really dry and flaky. It's gross. But you don't care about that. You're here to talk about all the channel stuff that's going to be going on. So there might be some big changes coming to the channel over these coming weeks, folks. Lots of the series that we're running on the channel are probably just going to never see the light of day, while a lot of other series that you may have thought were gone forever, I am going to talk about that today, even if I'm not necessarily going to be starting them right away. So let's get to it. Trove is going to be going just fine. You know, I haven't really had it coming out every single day, which has been a very nice break for me, because it gives me time to focus on all of the other stuff that I've been having to do, like set up this, you know, difference in my recording setup and everything like that. Not to mention I'm starting to research some other stuff behind the scenes that I might be changing with my recording setup, but shh, we won't talk about that. So with Trove, if you didn't know, there's the big PC console update is coming out. I did end up getting a bit more details as to what's going to end up happening with that update specifically, but I'll talk about that in the next Xbox episode. But you can expect to see an episode, or video I should say rather, very, very soon that's going to be showing, you know, here's the two mounts that you can get on the PlayStation and Xbox right now if you log in before the March 14th update that ends up hitting, right? Sky Saga, ooh, what do I say about that one, folks? Alpha 10 ended up coming out, which is absolutely beautiful, but it requires way too powerful a computer for most average players, which is not cool at all. So people have been dropping like flies on that game, you know, not really playing it as much. The hype of it died almost instantly. Like, it died in like a week or something like that. Even for everybody in the Discord, everyone was getting really excited about the Sky Saga Alpha 10, and then suddenly the update ended up hitting, and barely anyone's computer could actually run it, and it was like, uninstall, move on to new things. Now, I'm still going to continue the series on the channel, but I do gotta say that, yeah, there are certain aspects of Alpha 10 that I really, really don't like. The fact that they've made the open world areas a little bit bigger, while not necessarily like adding more content to them, all it really does is spreads out the content, right? Which means a lot more of my time personally spent you know, grinding for resources and exploring in dungeons and stuff, and a lot of cuts in the videos, which is fine. You know, it doesn't really affect the video so much because I end up making cuts to all of that stuff, but it does mean that it takes me a lot more time personally off camera to actually record an episode. So Sky Saga is probably going to be a lot less regular on the channel. Poi, the indie game that is like Mario 64, which lots of you may or may not have been tuning into, I'm probably just gonna stop that game. We might end up going back to it, but honestly speaking, you know, I'm kind of bored of it. There's not really that much more to see with that game outside of, I guess we could just play through it and finish the final boss. But as it stands right now, I don't have the time. That's the real bottom line. I may still end up going back to it because I'm pretty confident that we're more than halfway through the game, and I still do really enjoy the game. And you know, the fact that it's so short, also that it's going to actually end, makes me excited to actually like push through. But as it stands right now, I'm just way too busy, so it might be a while before we see Poi on the channel again. And honestly speaking, maybe we'll never see it on the channel again. Roblox, I still don't really have a desire to actually start playing it. It is still gonna end up coming back to the channel eventually, but yeah, I don't really care right now. Dragon Quest is going to continue every single week until we get through chapter 1, and then that series is done because I don't really have the time to commit to all of the grinding involved with that series. And I mean, it's a great game, don't get me wrong, but you know, as far as recording it and playing it, those are actually two completely different things. I think if I was playing the game on my own time, I would probably have beaten it by now. But as far as recording and stuff, that's okay. I'm fine with just stopping the game at chapter 1. And then there's Zelda. Oh man, I've been absolutely loving that. Now, it kind of sucks that Nintendo is so evil towards YouTubers and keep copyright striking me. That's fun. I missed that, Nintendo. But I don't care, because we're talking about Zelda here, and honestly speaking, this game is very, very hype right now, and for myself personally, I'm really, really enjoying it. Like, it's a fantastic game. I've been having an absolute blast with it, so you can't expect that the Zelda series is going to end up becoming very regular on the channel, maybe until either the hype dies down for it, or just myself personally, I find less time to play it, but I'm going to try and have the videos out like every second day, maybe sometimes 2 days in a row. We'll see what ends up happening. That series, I'm just going to be playing for myself and for fun, because I love Zelda games, you know, and I love doing Zelda series. Like, I especially love recording those games and giving the characters funny voices and stuff, you know. It's been a long time since I got to actually play a Zelda game. Uncharted is another series that's going to continue every single Wednesday until the series is done. I have gotten more than halfway through the game, but man alive, I've got a lot of videos to edit. The thing about Uncharted is, because we already know what the ending's going to be, I don't really have to wait for recording that series. I can just kind of keep playing and not really worry about relevant comments or anything like that. You know, it's like the final episode's probably going to be like a week or two old, you know what I'm saying? But the trade-off is, because those episodes are as long as they are, it means a lot of time goes into editing and even more time goes into rendering. And because of that, you know, even right now, I don't have the Uncharted video edited for this Wednesday, so I'm going to have to try and rush that one out whenever I do find the time, because I've been busy with all this other stuff. Another new series you can expect on the channel is Horizon Zero Dawn. That's actually a PlayStation 4 game that is pretty much like Skyrim or Assassin's Creed 3's hunting system, but to an insane degree, where you play as this cool chick who fights robots and stuff in a big open world tribal type of thing. It's got a really good intense story, and what can I say, the game itself is just absolutely awesome, so I really wanted to cover it, even though I do still plan to actually cover Ratchet and Clank on the channel eventually, whenever I am in the mood to actually play through Ratchet and Clank, and we'll probably still go into The Last of Us once I actually finish the Uncharted series, but we'll see what ends up happening in the future with that. I'm also trying to move all these games out of the way so that I have a little bit more time, because Turok 2's HD release is going to be coming out March 16th. Oh man alive, I am absolutely hyped about that one. I don't care who watches it. That was the first game that I actually started on the channel, was Turok 2, and it is my childhood, so I am so pumped about that game coming out. I'm going to talk in a lot more detail about, you know, how I've been waiting for the game and what actually is the history as to what's going on with the company and everything like that, and the Turok franchise, when the series actually starts. So I'm really excited about that. But then the other games that I've been getting asked about a lot is Ark. I'm gonna just say it right here, folks. I never planned to do an Ark series, and then I kind of played with the idea. I actually recorded 2 or 3 episodes of an Ark series, and I scrapped them. You know, I wasn't feeling it, you know, so there's not going to be an Ark series on the channel. Maybe there will be eventually, but not for a while. That's for sure. Like, I'm not really into it right now. Overwatch is another one, especially with the new character coming out. Honestly speaking, I don't really care about Overwatch, you know. It's a good game and everything like that, but I had my fun with it. I already had an Overwatch series, and I don't really care to be returning back to it. I do plan to return back to Diablo whenever the Necromancer ends up coming out, but that hasn't actually been announced or anything like that, so GG on that. Another series that's going to be coming right out of left field is Terraria is going to end up showing on the channel. Not the vanilla game, because I did already play through Terraria all the way to hard and expert mode. You know, and it was an absolute blast doing that series, but I pretty much exhausted all of the content that game had, outside of the super rare stuff, which I was not really into actually grinding. And, well, now we're going to be doing some modded maps, because it's been a long enough time that I'm interested in playing Terraria again, and lots of people have actually been suggesting some really cool modded maps, and I personally, up to this point, thought that modded maps were very difficult to actually get, but you just download it and then just start Terraria, and that's it. I can't say which one I'm going to start a series on just yet, but I am checking them all out, and I also don't know when the Terraria series is going to actually start on the channel, but I'm just letting you know I have it installed, and that is going to end up being something that'll come on the channel eventually. And that's already pretty much it, everybody. I gotta get back to editing. Thank you so much for watching. Very much appreciate it. Don't forget to like, share, favorite, and subscribe for more daily content. Sign on, stay epic, everybody.